I mean, show looks solid. From what I saw, season one. Like I didn't understand, right? But it looked clean as fuck, and like a super good look.
Yo, this year they stepped up the way that it looked even more. Like the visuals
So they're like,
are
oh, this
going.
was a success. You guys can have more money.
Yeah, they must have liked the numbers that they saw.
But see, that's the thing. There's two things on television. It was okay. It's on the internet. Like in Quebec, we have like a children's show called Passepartout, which is like on the French side. It's like the Wu Tang of the kids show, if I could say it like that. Like it's a very big popular show. So we were only second to them in all the audience of all the shows on that TV station online. So that made them want to renew for second year. And I'm touching wood, but I think that we're going to renew for a third year as well.
That's amazing.
So
Nice,
that's cool because what I like more
fantastic.
this year is that I was able to bring 21 producers from our local scene to have a beat on national television, and that we were able to push so that their name appears on the television
Woo!
when
You
the
gonna
beat
make it
appears.
say
So
Vincent Price on TV?
there you go. There you go. So that was something that I was really proud of because the thing is that we have so much. You see, like I used to be a hockey player, so in the NHL, a lot of Quebecers are excellent goaltenders. So a lot of goalies that are great are coming from Quebec. Well, whenever there's like music in here, the producers of Montreal are kind of like that. We have so many great
Oh my
producers
god,
that
it's
they create
flush.
beats for all over
Holden,
the
Holden,
world,
Holden has
and
told me.
like we have a lot of them. So I was able to just like take them, give them a check, be able to have a little money, have their name on television, and it was nice. Last year there was like only like three beat makers or four, and they had all the beats. So this year I was like, you know what, we have way too many. So I approached 20 beat makers, 21, and then they all said yes. So I
I
selected
mean,
all of them. So it was a great experience.
I'm really happy
Awesome.
with that, man. It's really awesome what you're up to. Like, cause keep in mind, this is the same Montreal scene that sometimes people might complain about and say nothing good's happening. So I mean, Olivier Brault exists as a contradiction to the naysayers. Like, your life is
But
a
that's the
testament.
mentality that I was saying earlier. Like we have, I think, and I'm sorry to say this, but I think that we have a small people mentality a lot of times and a lot of things.
Facts,
And
but
I think that it's good for you to just want to get out of there.
I just think it's like inspiring a lot of people to just keep seeing people make moves, because the more people that make moves, then it creates a different kind of attitude that becomes just
It
as
shows the
contagious as
it
the
shows
hater
the
shit.
next man that it shows the next man that they are capable of doing something as well.
And
Once you do something, it gives everybody else the inspiration to be able to follow their dreams and the things that they want to do.
um,
And I think that this is something that is universal because whenever I see, for example, Pro Omar Propane,
Yeah,
like oh man.
propane.
And one of the things that I admire from him is creativity. Like he's always thinking about something to make whatever he has better. And this is
Right.
universal. So
Yeah.
that being said, like I think that all of this made me in a position where I can say, for example, I want to organize an event in New York. Let me holler at Pro. Let me holler at all the other people that I connected with. Let's organize something. So this is something that End of the Week gave me, the family portion, but also I think that hip hop gave me that drive and that like my mom and hip hop both, because I mean she was a great influence on me on that, but like they it gave me the motivation and the drive, even though sometimes I lack confidence in myself, to just like push and then go see those people and have opportunities to create for myself.
yeah, that's the legend shit in you. Like when they talk about the people behind, when they talk about Montreal hip hop in the future, your name's gonna be brought up. Is all I'm saying. That's not like a dud
Yeah,
in
it
my
sounds
mind.
like it.
I appreciate it.
Sounds
Way
like
more
it.
than the artists, because you do some real ecosystem shit. I mean, at some point you're coming back, I think, with the V2 of the Hip Hop Cafe and the manifestation in real life. I do not believe you're a man to be deterred. So whatever happens with whatever happens, it's going to appear. And when that happens, man, you just may be the dude to create the hub that creates the thing that turns to the spot that boom, boom, boom. And then everybody like, bro, if you didn't perform at Hip Hop Cafe, are you even an artist? You know, you're going to be that guy.
Appreciate that. I am coming. Like, I'm never going to leave the Hip Hop Cafe aside, but I am working on the version like a kind of like a remix. But I'll bring
2.0.
that. Yeah, like the thing is that with the pandemic right now, I was like, okay, is it a good solution or is it a good decision to get a lease of 3 to 5 years? Because usually in restoration, it's minimum 5 years that they take. So in uncertainties like we are living in today, or what I could do is take the concept that I had and do pop-ups with it.
Woo!
And that would allow me to not only have pop-ups in Montreal, but I could have one in New York. I could have one in Toronto. I could have one in Miami. I could have one like
Right.
You could bring that
nothing
shit
is
to
stopped.
NDG.
That was included in Montreal, but yes. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on. Same thing. The Hip Hop Cafe was pretty much like a one-stop shop, and then the restoration and the coffee portion was just a different way to bring people towards hip hop, as opposed to a bar or something like during night, because everything presenting hip hop is always like a show at night, and it's one thing. So I wanted
And
to
it's
have like
late.
an alternative for that. So the pop-ups will be the same thing. So you'll have a little bit of merch, vinyls, CDs, stuff like that. You'll have different brands. You'll have MCs, DJs. You'll have a barber. You have a sneaker exhibition. Like anything that is related to the hip hop culture, so that you can have really like a 5 hours of a hip hop experience, and you want to stay from the
That's
beginning
dope.
to the end. So that's what I'm working on right now.
That's actually really fire. That's like,
Yeah.
and on top of that, you're working on helping the kids become super MCs. But really, you're doing what every like top level corporate CEO wishes they could do. You found a way into the high
Well,
schools to get the children on board with your brand in a legal, clean capacity. That fuck it, it's honorable as fuck what you're doing. That's wild shit, man. You breeding future hip hoppers up in the city.
and then I'm pretty sure you're getting a check to like the rappers that are in the scene. You know what I mean? So like, I'm pretty sure like you're putting food on people's table. People always appreciate that.
I have a lot of people. I don't look at it as if people are owing me anything, because whenever I want to be a part of something, I don't want to be a part of something because of something else, and I want to be a part of it. Like if I'm not done,
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna be a part of
Yeah.
it.
If you're not giving genuinely from the heart, then you shouldn't be giving at all. And
Exactly.
the only way that you give genuinely from the heart is never expecting anything in return. It's always just to give because that's what's in your heart is to give. You know. So yeah,
And if somebody gives you, that's an extra. But
yeah. It's all bonus.
it's not something that you expected in the first place, and it's not something one of the reasons why you're doing this in the first place either.
Nah, and I think people feel that. Plus, ultimately, you have one of the illest CD collections out there, and that just has to be put down. And like one day, people gonna want to raid that like basement archive when it's at like 5,000 CDs and 3,000 vinyls and da da da. Like that's pretty
They
fucking
gotta just
crazy.
give you a radio show so you can just play some shit every day.
Yo, that would
Like
be
here goes
ill.
these albums.
Like because you
We're
post.
actually working on we're working on creating a couple of podcasts about hip hop in general with this collection. So
Yeah, that's
we're working on
Work.
something.
because I feel like you post your. This is what I'm listening to today. Every single day, almost that I notice it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, that shit, like, man, you could just do like a playlist every day on Spotify. I don't know what the solution is, but man, it's just like you, because it's you. Anybody else, I wouldn't care.
Good. Like I love to like to create playlists of CDs that I'm listening to. like the thing with the playlist on Spotify is that you need to be, but pretty much like anything you do, like you can't do this for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks and then stop. That was my issue with the playlist, is that I started this, but then I stopped. So I was like, okay, no, I'm not. I'd rather not do it than then do it every like 5 weeks or in a range of time that makes no sense with me trying to get my brand like out there. Like it wouldn't make any sense to have a playlist but not be really focused on it.
Right.
So I'm just waiting to have like everything proper, like the event going on. So I might start a blog or a playlist at that point. But in the meantime, I just dig, I collect, I look online, I feed myself. Like I really am a geek, so I make sure that I stay in touch with what's going on in the city of Montreal and outside of it. And that's it.
Yeah, man, you're like you said, a renaissance man. I mean, you really are an impressive person, Olivier Brault. I'm not sure what else to ask. You just kind of like nailed that. I'm like the perfect, like, this is it. This is who I am, humble. You know.
I go sometimes here and there with my answers, so I do apologize.
No, it's perfect. This was a great conversation.
It's a fantastic interview, yeah.
It's like, like you're like a gem because you have such knowledge and experience and you share it so freely, which is, honestly on our end, the best. What else could you want in a person on a show like this?
Yeah.
You guys are doing a great job, though. It's nice to have a conversation with you because, I mean, you're genuine, good human beings, and it's nice. You're a knowledgeable person as well. So it's nice to just chop it up with you guys.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, it was an honor to like sit down, have this conversation for real. I was super curious about that, where I was just like, is the winner of the show gonna be like? I would think that it would be, right?
Yeah, it would.
Because it right, but then it also makes a lot of sense, knowing right that there is like a little bit of a schism on like between like the fact that there's like only French rapping on the show, and there's been champions that have represented Quebec before that rap in English, So it's
that's the reality. That's a reality that goes way deeper. Even in the rap workshops that we offer to the kids, like I'm going to a school in LaSalle in English, but the workshops are being given in French.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So it's kind of weird because I'm here with Basics, which is an Anglophone person. We're here, we talk in English to the kids. He raps in English, but then I have to tell them that the workshops are in French. We really are in a weird situation when it comes to language. Like even when you start a business, good luck having an English name in your business if you're going to have a business with the, like in French we say pignon sur rue, I mean where your door is literally on the sidewalk, like not if you're on the top of the 5th building. But like you can't have an English name.
You cannot. They even tried to.
Unless you're Tim Hortons or Burger King.
And even then, they went after them and failed. But they actually went after them and tried to get people like Best Buy to literally rebuild their stores to have French names. That is not a joke. You can Google that shit. That's within the last 10 years.
I'm incorporated as Café et Pop.
Yeah. If I couldn't be behind that suit, I would literally have to translate that shit to like whatever the fuck it would be, like behind suit. I've never thought about it actually, but I could not be behind that.
My man, I will say that in French, this is a very weird business name.
We'll figure it out. But I have a question from Zalmanel, who honestly, man, he takes that shit to a deep level of passion and love. He said, can you ask him which Montreal artist we should be watching in the next few years, according to you? Like, who's going to pop, be the next big thing?
Mike Shabb.
Of course. Shabb. Like, no.
Mike Shabb, that's a 23-year-old kid. He raps in English. He produced one of the next singles from West Side Gun. He is very endorsed. He's really endorsed by Nicholas Craven, because Nicholas Craven is also a Montreal guy. Mike Shabb is
Oh my gosh.
definitely going to kill everything, because the kid is 23, but he can rap on a Das Effects type of beat, because he's been raised by his family that all inculcate that old school mentality. But he can do trap so well too. He produces everything. He does everything.
And
So
he's
that
got,
guy,
okay, like you gotta understand, he's got a work ethic where honestly, he put out a full project recently, but prior to that project, honestly, you didn't go 2 weeks without a new Mike Shabb drop. And he dropped like an NFT merch fucking collaboration with Monkey. I copped the shirt because it was a fucking dope shirt. And like, I seen his live show a little snippet. It compelled me to go buy tickets. That's one of the things I'm doing later today, to go see him on fucking Saturday. Like, this kid, I'm with you on that.
And then again, to answer more your question, it also depends on what language you're talking about, because
what is the French side?
Monkey is blowing up right now with his art. He's dropping a new album soon. But I mean, we have a lot. We have Détrac, which is a guy who did End of the Week a lot in French. Those two at the time. Then you have. It's really funny because the French side and the English side is so different. On the English side right now, there's not that much thing popping. There's a lady called Chung. You
Oh
need
my
to go
gosh.
check that out. CHUN as in Nancy, G as in George, Chung. So this girl has been approached by Conway and Rock Marciano. She really likes like that on that type of beat, drumless. She's excessively dope. So Chung is one of them. So
Yeah.
I would recommend that for now. Like, I mean, I can give you 50 names.
No, but like
right.
really, like being objective
Sounds like you gave
as
us some
fuck.
solid names.
I'm like 100. Like, they're Chungin is at a tier where like if she was a guy, like she'd probably be getting a lot more love right now. Like she is elite with what she does, with style, with presentation, like every part of it. And then on top of that, there's buzz. People talk about her in a way. Like you're absolutely right. Like Chung is really going to have something pop.
And that, my man, she's actually really dope.
Yeah, everything about it. Everything about
Forget
it.
about the buzz. She's just fucking dope. She knows how to rap. She's been rapping for a long time. So yeah, definitely those.
Yeah, I'm with those two as well. That's a good point. I'm gonna have to remember to say Chung more because you got a great point there, and I don't think about it enough.
And she'll be in my event June 4th, by the way. The first pop-up that I'm organizing on June 4th, she'll be there.
Dope. So you're having a pop-up coming June 4th that we should be watching for, and you pop that up at the end of the chat.
Yeah, because it's not announced yet, and it's like I still have a few things to figure out. But I can.
People should pop up on your social medias.
Yeah,
keep track of
facts.
Like, June 4th is the first, and then because that's the thing. Like I'm very close to an OG of mine is Rafael Santa Rosa, and he's there's a few low lifers in Montreal. Like there's 3 guys that have their L's or stripes, and I'm very close to him. So we're gonna do a polo edition this fall, and so it's gonna be the same thing. So like you're gonna be able to trade your polo at my event. You're gonna be able to buy some stuff. You're gonna see artists from the States and from Montreal that are close to the life movement. So that's the 2 projects that I'm working on right now. That's the 2 first pop-ups.
That's fair. Yeah, it's exciting as fuck.
Sounds dope. Yeah.
I know I'm gonna have to go to those.
You have to.
I mean, it's not.
You gotta go.
I have to go. It's easy. It's just done. Tell me where. I don't know where.
You already told me that you're going to more stuff now, so there's no reason why.
Absolutely not. I'm going to be there. You've told me the date. It's June 4th. It doesn't even matter. It's blocked off. I mean, I'll definitely wait to see your flyer and confirm it and all that shit. But like, yeah, June 4th. I'm in.
Actually, Shabb is still in negotiation. for that event.
That'd be fire still. I mean,
So,
honestly, it's just I don't really care who you have there. You could just be like, I'm in the park selling T-shirts, and I might just show up at this point. And if you called it Hip Hop
Yeah.
Cafe, and you had like, yo, we literally got a mic, be like, alright, that sounds blessed. It's Olivier. I know that like, he's gonna attract greatness.
and I appreciate that. And this is actually one thing. Like, I think that I'm almost like 20 years deep in having like multiple roles in this game. So I think that I'm at a point where I'm able to throw an event where people are going to trust my judgment when it comes to artists. And
Yeah.
this is one thing.
I mean,
also.
it sounds like it.
And I worked hard for it. Like, I really come from a place, no hip hop whatsoever, but I work hard to get in a situation where I get the respect in all those places. So I think that this is going to be a success. And I think that from everybody that I talked to, it's a good spin-off of the Hip Hop Cafe. Like, I didn't want to go too far from it, but I couldn't have coffee in a pop-up, and I couldn't have at least a 5 years. So I was like, you know what? Let's do this. And then eventually my plan is to reopen the cafe, because I really, truly, firmly believe that this is going to be a success. It's just,
I mean,
one thing at a time.
I think everything you've described sounds amazing. Expectation management, adapting to realities, taking the core idea and metamorphizing it into something greater based on the realities, which will in turn bring you back to where you want it to be. This is a fucking movie. That is your life. You're like, or at least one of those 90-minute bio things on YouTube where somebody really researches it and puts it together nice with stock footage, at the very least. You know, like, this is some fire content that you have provided in terms of how to approach success.
I appreciate it, and it's fire content for me as a man, as a human being as well, because I've been through all of that, and it made me who I am talking to you right now. So definitely, all the, like, it was never any defeats that I had. It was always like minor setbacks.
That's the best.
Again, attitude. How do you choose to react to things?
That's, yeah.
Life gems.
Nah, I appreciate you, Olivier.
Knowledge nuggets.
Big facts, knowledge nuggets. Yo, it's what it is. They're gems, man. Like, you people want to collect gold and shit. I value knowledge a lot. I mean, I do believe money and shit's cool. After going to New York City, I see how much more of it I need to acquire to properly enjoy New York City. But, like, it's still, like, the wisdom is the value of it all, you know? Like, that to me is the most powerful shit, like, to my soul. So every conversations like this are a blessing, because I don't know how many people are going to be as candid as you'll be about a lot of these conversational points, because you're not a rapper and you have no stake in that part of it. So it's mad interesting. And then just being here on the End of the Week platform, having a conversation with a guy who's all involved in End of the Week Quebec, doing a bunch of amazing things. It's just kind of what we're hoping to get, you know, new perspectives, you know. That's kind of the show name. That's where we're at with it. But yeah, honestly, it was super good to have you here, and I encourage everybody to follow you. And it's Oli Bro 1, that's his name, spell it with 1, on Instagram, and that's the best way to follow that stuff. And yo, honestly, shout out you for being here, and shout out End of the Week for hosting us, because without them, again, it wouldn't be like the same experience. You can follow them, you know, at eodub.com, eodub.com. That's the best way to find your most preferred End of the Week thing out there. And yeah, shout out all y'all watching. Appreciate all y'all too, because without it, like, it's not as much fun. Whenever there's a live, when we see comments and interactions, it just turns this into a bigger experience. Go ahead, Olivier.
I just want to take that moment to really thank all the End of the Week family for allowing me to have a new family, for allowing me to discover great people, great places in New York, always being genuine with me for anything. So I do appreciate all of the people involved in the End of the Week movement in New York.
Yeah, facts. They've been really cool to me,
I don't
too.
ever like to speak on behalf of everybody, but like on behalf of everybody on that one. Like, You kidding?
Yeah, I mean, like, they were cool people. Shout out all y'all watching in the future too. Should you be watching this, you're just as important, but it's more fun live Wednesdays. You know, you come through. On that note, yeah. Do you have any like other final words you want to give to the fine folk of the universe?
Wow. Keep on being yourselves. Keep on wanting to achieve more than what you have now. Keep on striving for whatever projects you have or objectives, because this is one thing that kept me sane in all those years, is really that passion, and having something to wrap your hands around is really important. So find yourself a passion and then move forward for that. And then don't look behind. But and very important, if the people around you are not in your lane, it's okay. You don't have to stop because they're not in whatever you're doing. And you just have to do you, and have to understand that it's important to do the difference between what they want and what you want.
Fact.
That's it.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you coming through for real one more time. Appreciate everyone out
Thank
there,
you, man.
yo. It's really been a pleasure. And live long and prosper, everybody out there.